Hello guys, hi, this is Ganesh Naik. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I also help students who are preparing for CFA and FRM exams to clear their exam in the first attempt. Now we have with us one of my students, Khushbhoo. She's been able to clear the FRM Level 1 exam, and in a very short period of time, she's been able to clear. So we're going to be talking about her journey, her challenges, and her way of preparing for the exam. Finally, the purpose of this interview that I'm doing is basically to help students who are preparing on their own, who are in a tier two city or who do not have much people around them talking about FRM, so they can get an idea with respect to what is this exam, how other people are clearing, what are the challenges they are facing. So with this, we'll start with the discussion. So first of all, Khushboo, thank you very much for taking out time. It's way early today morning and we are talking. So thank you very much for the same.
No, sir, thanks to you because I feel I have bothered you more. So that is the only thing I'm doing for you.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you. And first of all, and also thank you for the for adding to the community because your experience will help a lot of students. So we'll start with the discussion. The first and the basic question: when you decided to start FRM, what
Mhm.
was your status? What were you doing? What was the work experience that you had? And also a brief about your education background.
So, sir, I'm a chartered accountant
Mhm.
and I was part of treasury team and working in a private bank.
Hmm.
So where I was interacting with a lot of teams like market risk, treasury analytics, middle office. So whenever we used to discuss about some product and anything, so there were some times where I really didn't understand the context. I know the product, but I didn't understand the context from different teams' perspective.
Okay. Okay.
There I realized the need to, I need to do something to know the in-depth of that thing. And that's where it clicked me to, start studying something so that can add value to what I'm currently doing.
Okay.
You have more knowledge in treasury. So
Perfect.
that's where
Perfect.
I realized that I should do.
And when did you decided to go for the FRM?
So I registered in January 2017
And
to be precise.
and this was your first attempt. So before registering,
First attempt.
okay, did you talk to anybody or you had any, I mean, before paying that amount, what was there in your mind?
What the amount is huge, first of all, for one exam. And they were so some of my friends, they have given this exam before, I appeared for it. So they cleared. So not much, but I talked to them about this.
And
And I thought
they
that
guided you about the exam and then you made the payment to the exam.
a little, yes.
Okay, so that was January end. From January end, so primarily you joined me around March
In the middle of
mid,
March, yes.
middle of March. So from Jan first, sorry, Jan end to March mid, what were you doing? What was the strategy? Which book you were reading and how were you reading?
So I started with the book Financial Market first. I thought I could relate more with that. And it was easy to understand, first of all, because that's the basic. Then I started with risk management, the theory book.
Foundation of risk
I
management.
won't say I completely, foundation of risk management.
So
That's
you
the
did
kind of
the
theory book I was reading.
sorry, you did the entire book three and then you went to book one. I mean, you were
Yeah,
reading
book three,
Swayzer,
book one. Yeah, Shweza book. I refer.
book three, book one.
Then book four. Uh, in book four, I felt that these are very important concepts and I might need classes for that. So that's where I felt
Okay,
the need to, take classes,
and
and especially for cons.
acha, cons, and also for the valuation and risk model, the last book, the fourth book.
Yeah, book four.
Okay, so that was a trigger point for you to start primary. But during that period, from Jan until you reaching out to me, what was the time that you were putting?
So I set the target to be, at least one chapter a day because I don't go by hours. Sometimes it takes
Okay.
less hours to complete a chapter, or sometimes it takes more hours. So I always targeted to complete a chapter every day.
So every day, so you were dedicating every day some hours towards the curriculum. There was no, I mean, say there was no gap as such in your preparation in that at least 2 months.
No major gap. Of course,
Okay.
gap would be there because we have so many commitments, personal commitments sometimes. But yeah, I managed pretty well.
Okay, perfect. And then from the mid of March, you reached out to me, we talked, and we started the video lecture part. What
Yeah.
what was the strategy after that? What were you doing after
So you guided me very well at that point of time. You have given me targets only that in this particular week you have to complete this and try giving test on Saturday, Sunday, because
that?
I have maximum time on those days. So yeah, so not I would not say that as per the target given, I completed 100%, but at least with 80% efficiency, I completed that.
Okay. Okay. And you were watching the videos, you were so weekdays, if I'm not wrong, you were watching the videos, and weekends you were solving the question bank
Yeah,
primarily.
yeah,
And
exactly.
you got both the days properly, full day, or was it Saturday? Sometimes you're busy because of your office work or something like
Yeah. So Saturday there are some work. So
that. Okay. Okay. So
Sunday
primarily it
I
was
was
Sunday.
totally free.
It was Sunday which
Hmm.
was helping you out. And the weekday you were again dedicating some 2 hours or something like that to
2 hours or
complete
something,
the
huh?
journal.
Along with
Okay.
office
Right. And when did you complete the question bank solving? The chapter-wise questions.
chapters by the end of April.
And you were able to watch all the videos by the end of April, or what was the status?
So except for volume two, so I didn't take class for volume one at all,
Actually, you
to
didn't
be
get
frank.
time to go through the
Uh,
videos, basically.
no, sir, because I started in the middle of March. So
Right, right. Okay.
by the end of April, I was doing important chapters from volume two and four, volume three and volume four. And for volume two, I took all the lectures
Properly. That was okay. And
properly.
volume three, since you've already had some comfort, you directly went to the question bank.
Yeah.
Okay.
After taking the lectures for important chapters. Yeah.
Acha. So over there also important chapters you were covering.
You
Okay.
guided me that time.
Ha,
Yeah.
ha, I don't remember that much, but okay.
I
I know.
remember, sir. You were
Okay.
giving me
Okay.
weekly targets to complete. So I remember that.
Okay. Okay. And then primarily, when you were solving the question bank, so what was your approach to deal with wrong questions and difficult questions?
Hmm. So time was never a constraint for me. So I used to think a lot about that question. If I am not able to solve that,
Okay.
then in case I will always took a best guess about it. And in case if it is wrong, then I used to write in my book that because of this reason, this answer is this, or this question's answer is this. So I used to note all the wrong answers because I always
Yes.
mark all the wrong answers.
Yes. So this is a very important point for all the students. So what you can also do is you can create a separate book for the question bank pointers where you have missed a particular concept, when a new concept came in, you can just make a note of it, and so that when before the exam you can read it primarily.
Hmm.
So this is a very interesting part. And so by April end, uh, almost all the important chapters from book one, book three, you were able to go through the videos. Book four, you had seen the entire part. Book two, what was the status of book two?
So I completed book two as well by the end of it.
Watching
I
of the videos and
stretched.
solving of the question banks.
Yeah. Solving, there must be some chapters which I didn't solve
Okay.
in April, but yeah, video
Okay.
lectures I have completed in
Then from the 1st of May, okay, when was your exam date?
19th.
So first till 19, what was the approach?
I was revising every book. So I didn't revise a single book each day. It was two books divided half of my day with like in the morning I used to study book one because it is
Mm-hmm.
theory. I can read
Mm-hmm.
theory in night. And during the rest of the day I used to do book three or book four.
Okay. Okay.
And I completed my book two in the end of April. So that kind of helped me in preparing in May because recently have studied the concepts, so I literally knew about that already. That
Okay.
kind of helped me.
Okay. And did you get time to solve the sectional test, important concept quiz? No.
Mm, so I gave the tests which are there of
Mock
each
papers?
chapters. Mock papers, Shazer book I have solved. So
Acha, not my mock papers. You did not solve those by any chance.
no.
Okay. Okay. So primarily the question chapter-wise questions you were able to solve completely. That means you were able to put
Hmm.
time for that, but not the full size question, the 4 hour question part in that manner. You were not able to do it. So basically from 1st of May, you were only revising the content.
Only revision, yes.
Okay, formulas and the theory part. So Swager, so from that time till the exam time, what do you think? How many times you have read the Swager
I think almost 3 or 4 times in May.
in the
Three or
month of
four
May
times.
itself? Okay, perfect, perfect. And then primarily when you decided to go for the exam, okay, I want to ask now this one very particular question. From the day you registered for the exam till your exam day, what do you think was the major challenge you faced?
Challenge was there in volume 4 and volume 2. Because volume 2, I really thought at some point of time it is something not my cup of tea. I don't think so I will be able to do it. That was the trigger point for me to, that is the case, or that might be the one of the reason I might not be able to crack this exam.
Hmm.
But then when I took the lectures and I revised it, I understood more. After
Okay.
every revision, I was understanding more about the chapters at that point of time. So, and I got highest percentile in that.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
So we,
that,
yeah. So that is very interesting. So one point over here, see, for all the students, I'm just making a extra point, stating that you might feel that one particular book is very tough for you before you start or when you're preparing. But when you go for the exam, certain things might work in your favor. Certain chapters which you're getting a question only from those chapters, and you might like in your case, you might end up getting a very good score as compared to the other books. So that change is going to happen. So primarily, you should not take that extraordinary pressure that okay, this book too is something very tough for me, or the content is very tough for me. And that is that actually I think so helped you also. And one of the reason being you solved book two very close to the exam time, like you said. So that cascaded into a good exam. Now, when you entered into the exam, started the exam, first 1 hour, what happened?
first 1 hour. So I think I clearly remember that I took a lot of time to solve each questions, because I think every question, because I didn't solve the mock papers.
Hmm.
That's why I felt that. But every question is taking so much time to solve. And there's not like I really know the answer also. I was taking the
Okay.
best guess every time.
And in the
After
first hour,
one
yeah, please, please.
first hour, I think I solved 10 questions,
Oh
10 or
my God.
20.
And
Seriously,
so when you solve 10 questions, say for example, you must have seen, okay, 1 hour is done. So did you got that pressure?
I definitely got that pressure. At
Oh.
moment, I felt this is even tougher than CA. Seriously, those are the thoughts which comes in your mind when you are giving such kind of paper.
Then
Because
what
at
happened
least while
after that?
doing CA, so then I prepared the strategy that I have to solve these many questions in 1 hour. Otherwise, I don't have any option. Take the best guess. If it is taking long time, leave it. Then I'll come back to it. At least I won't. I don't want to waste the opportunity to solve the questions which I know. So
Hmm. So
I
out of the
started taking
total
less time.
100 hours, 100 questions, how many? So you were able to complete everything in the 4 hour?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what do you think out of those 100 questions, how many were question, how many questions you actually felt कि ये थोड़ा tough है, ये नहीं आएगा, or basically you just guessed it primarily?
So there were some questions which were very tricky. I felt all the options are right, or maybe there are two options which are right, or maybe the what is the question and how what are the options given. They are not even matching how they have given all these things. So there were many questions which which were meant to be tricked us into it, and that's where we lose our time. There were questions like that.
That's the beauty of FRM because the question will be easy. And when you read the question, you will understand what is happening. When you come to the options, that is where they will make you confuse you in which option to choose. Primarily the last two options.
Mm.
So that is interesting. And Out of them, out of your so exam, in your exam, how many were theory on an average and how many were calculation?
I would say 90% was theory.
Okay. And you
I
expected
think I have
theory?
not even, no, I thought it would be some proportionate basis that I think 60% theory or 40% practical. Practical would be there. That's what I expected. But I think I hardly use the calculator.
Okay. Interesting, interesting. Now, out of the theory question again, the it's somewhat difficult, somewhat tricky, and you were able to pick up. So, like you
Hmm.
had a strategy, okay, from the second hour onwards, whichever question you know you're going to do it, you're going to mark it. Whichever you don't know, you're going to be taking the best guess and
Hmm.
flagging it. And you were making a note of those questions which you want to come back by any chance.
So I was flagging it. So
So you
we
will
can
just go to the
identify
flags
those
question.
questions.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Now, when you came out of the exam, what was there any number in your mind? Okay, I'll get 70 right, 50 right, 60 right. What was that?
I don't know, sir. I don't want to discourage anyone, but I, you know the answer. I
Okay, so
felt that
basic,
I might not clear it
okay, you were not confident at that point in time. Okay. And I think
because
if I'm not
I
wrong,
took
you
the best
called me
guess.
also after the exam. You called me one or within 1 day, right? You called me, something like that.
I was under so
So
much pressure.
so now
The
primarily
4 hours exam is too much. Seriously, too much. It's like you want to take a break, but then you can't because you don't have time. Otherwise, you will
right.
miss your questions.
I think so. If you would have got time to look for mock papers properly in that 4 hour
Hmm.
setting, this pressure could have been reduced slightly.
Yeah,
So
I
basically, you could have
concur.
been mentally ready for that 4 hour. Okay, I have to sit, I have to give the exam. There's no option. I cannot just look at my phone. I cannot go out like that. So, okay, now what were the quartiles that you got? And tell me in the order of the book.
Book one, the last quarter.
Fourth quartile. Okay, next.
Fourth. Book two, first. That
Okay,
means
first.
76 to 100 quartile. Book three, 50 to 75.
Second quartile.
And book four, 76 to 100.
So it's 4-1-2-1. 4-1-2-1 primarily. Yes, yes, it's 4-1-2-1. Don't
4-1.
worry. 4-1-2-1. And so, first of all, book two and book four, you are worried. That is where
Hmm.
actually you got a very good quartile. And the confident part, the book two, book three, which is financial markets and products. So you got slightly low. But I think so one of the reason for that is most of the students who prepare for this exam, they pick up book
Hmm.
three first. And
Even
majority
I
of
felt
them
that
are
that's what.
confident. Huh? Majority of them are confident on that book. So what happens? You have to score higher to come into that top quartile. That is one reason. That is my as per my experience, this is the case. And for book two, 80 to 75% to 80% of people are afraid of book two. So they're mentally going in the exam that I will not be able to solve.
Okay.
So
So
when
that
you,
kind of make our strength.
if you are able to solve one or two questions also extra, your quartile will jump straight away. Book four is on almost medium because some students come from finance background, MBA background, so they've seen a lot of things. So book four is kind of neutral, but book two and book three, this is what I've observed, that the change in your quartile can happen very fast uh, if you strategize in your book two properly. But your book one also. So one point over here. So book one, did you underestimated book one in terms of to theory, right? Okay.
I kind of underestimated it.
I think this is very normal. I mean, if I would also read the book exam for the first time, I will also take the exam. The first thing that will come to mind, ये तो मैं last में पढ़ सकता हूँ. Obviously, it will come to because it's
Yeah.
theory primarily. But that is where a lot of people face the challenge in the exam. So, and in level two also there is one book operationalist which everybody underestimates, and you get failed because of that single book. So Don't
Never
underestimate
underestimate
never
any
underestimate the book.
book.
Because I had one student, I had taken an interview of one student. He was telling me there are chapters. He got questions from enterprise risk management. He got questions from principles of risk data aggregation. And these chapters, people,
Yes.
especially principles of risk data aggregation, you feel that okay, kya pooch lenge? What will they ask? And he got such a tricky question from those chapters. He got really pissed off. So,
The book one was actually tricky.
so this is
Now I can say
this is
that.
a good point for students who are preparing. They don't underestimate book one. Understand what is happening, and because there is why they're making it tricky, because there is good opportunity for them to create case studies over culture, enterprise risk management, GARP code of conduct, right? First chapter, governance of risk.
Mm.
So you can create a case and then give it to you in such short cases where you might think there's no direct question from the book. So I think so that is one point which people have to remember. But now, after the exam result, what has been your feedback of people around you, your office people, everybody else?
So I think they all are very surprised that I cleared the exam, along with office, because especially in March there was year end, and so even after year end activities, because it stretches to April and May. So
Hmm.
even beyond that, I cleared the exams. So looking forward
Wow,
to level 2.
wonderful. So this is also a point which I want to highlight for bankers. If you have a particular month, a very heavy month in your work, because that is not going to change, but that should not dictate your career. If you want to clear an exam, give your best shot and go for the exam. Now, I want you to give 3 tips to students who are preparing for the FRM exam.
3 tips. So first of all, I I had very less time to prepare for it, but you know, at least have a sufficient time to prepare for each and every book, because
Hmm.
as I said that each book is very important. So don't miss on any of these books. Second, I would say that coins is not that difficult. If I can do it, you can do it too. And thirdly, to have a very routine timetable of yours. 1 or 2 day
Hmm.
gap is okay, but you need to study every day to keep you need to be in that zone. Otherwise, you'll lose the track. So
Hmm.
have a routine to study every day, or at least study something. If you're not
Okay.
able to match up with the target, study every day. That's what I will say.
Okay. Perfect. 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 Thank you. Thank you, Khushbu. I mean, this interview is going to be very helpful for people who might start late because of XYZ reason and they want to clear the exam. So you are kind of a motivation for them now that you have been able to clear. And also, so there are 2 points: that less time, and also the
Hmm.
fear for book two, which is
Yeah.
common to everybody. I mean, a lot of students they face this issue. So I think the people who are facing both of these problems, less time and this, they should be also able to clear the exam. There should not be a problem as such if they go with a positive mindset and try to complete things as per the target. Definitely. So Kushbu, thank you very much for taking out time. And this interview is going to be very
Okay.
motivation for other people also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.